Yeah, Broncos and Commanders. This is a game where the comments just lit us up because of our take on this Commander. We said it was going to be an ugly game, and I don't know if I would say it was an ugly game. It was an exciting game, fun game to watch overall. Good 4 o'clock game, but this Broncos team. But I really want, actually, not even the Broncos. Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
First half lights him up, plays great, has some good numbers. Second half, can't really get anything going. I mean, I know they had that Hail Mary to end the game, so the stats look even better. But credit to the Commanders. Their offense is polished, playing pretty well. Brian Robinson, last year as a rookie, made some noise for himself. This year looks like he's taken that next step. Do they have their running back one? I never fully believed in Antonio Gibson, but he had some nice runs in this play. And then Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, very nice receiver as well. So it was weird to have the Eric Bieniemy as like the assistant head coach and have him kind of be like the offensive coordinator / head coach. But through 2 weeks, it seems like it's working. Their defense made some stops when they needed to. I like what I've seen from Chase Young so far in the first 2 weeks. Sam Howell, I can't fully embrace Sam Howell yet, but I think he's played well to this point. So credit to them. And then for the Broncos, this seems like a team that could be a sinking ship. I worry about Russell Wilson. We talked about Deshaun Watson and how he's been able to be elusive. Kind of picked that up this year. Russell Wilson can't do that anymore. He's 34. He's lost a bit of his touch with his throwing motions. And so I don't think I can fully embrace the Broncos, especially because I think they fell to 0-2.
Yeah, they did.
So yeah, my takeaway for the Broncos is I don't see it. And then I got to talk about this as well, because going into the season, they're like, oh, well, this is his chance. He's got his great receiver core with Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. And we talked about this when we were watching the game. We're like, well, how good is Cortland Sutton? How good is Jerry Jeudy? Well, I compared Cortland Sutton on the show to AJ Green with Arizona in year one. And it sounds like it's insane, but you look at the numbers between Cortland Sutton last year and AJ Green his first year in Arizona, and AJ Green had more receptions, more touchdowns, and more yards. Yeah. So, like, Cortland Sutton's like an AJ Green the last leg of his career with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And then Jerry Jeudy, he's one of those guys that has a lot of like hype around him, but he hasn't lived up to the hype. He was drafted ahead of Justin Jefferson. Not really his fault, but he was supposed to be one of these receivers that hit the ground running, like a Chris Olave has, like a Garrett Wilson has, like a Jalen Waddle has. He hasn't really done anything. He's been banged up, so it's not all his fault. But I need to see like Jerry Jeudy have a Jerry Jeudy day, and he hasn't done that so far.
Yeah, and I think my biggest takeaway for the Broncos is you muffed your first 2 games at home. Are you kidding me? I mean, you let the Raiders come in there and beat you, your division rival. We've been seeing division rivals split and the home team winning the first few weeks. It's like outside of the Patriots, this is the biggest disaster of your first 2 games, where not only do you lose to the Raiders, who just got annihilated in Buffalo by the Buffalo Bills, and Jimmy Garoppolo was able to beat you. You weren't able to do anything in the second half. And then this is a team that's come out strong in the first half when Sean Payton is architecting the offense, scripting plays. But when Russell Wilson has to make reads, go off script, and be decisive with the ball, he's just too much in his head. He's thinking about the play too much. He's gun shy in the pocket. He's leaving the pocket way too early, and he's missing reads and receivers. In the defense, you let Sam Howell go into Denver and destroy you. Like, God forbid I expect the Denver Broncos, who could have been 20th in offense and made the playoffs last year with Sean Payton at home after losing to the Raiders in a 1-score game. God forbid I think that, oh, can you beat the Commanders? No, but credit to the Commanders, because you had 3 of your monsters on the defensive line really step up. Chase Young is starting to round back into form after dealing with some injury issues. Have some ballers on that defense. Ron Rivera looks like he has some of his mojo back, and the fact that Ron can take a step back, really just hone in and focus on that defense, I thought was really good. You had that wild Hail Mary miscommunication, and that was kind of a fluky touchdown but the Broncos got, but you're able to slow down Denver. And then Denver's defense, you're at home. I can't imagine that's gonna build on the road versus Miami next week. Like, really, you lost at home to Sam Howell? It's like, I get Brian Robinson, dog. I get Antonio Gibson, dog, Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, but Sam Howell outgunned Russell Wilson at home. It's like, okay, if Russ is still going to be getting in gunfights with the Commanders and losing at home, you lost your first 2 home games. Like, you're gonna go on the road and suddenly get better. It's like, okay, this is the pick where, like, you have one of those picks where you pick a team and you're just like, never again. Like, I feel burned, I feel robbed. Now I just don't know what to think of you. I get Russell Wilson's in his second year with a new offensive head coach, but he wasn't himself the last 2 years in Seattle. And then he went to Denver and suddenly he's supposed to round back into his prime self and be elite. No, it's not going to happen. I thought at least against the Commanders, they struggled against the Cardinals at home. Well, apparently Cardinals were a lot better than, I guess, I thought they were to you, who you're on the fan wagon. I'm still not there yet with the Arizona Cardinals, but Commanders on the road, Eric Bieniemy adding intensity, hyping the guys up. Sam Howell being better in the fourth quarter than Russell Wilson. The defensive line really stepping up there with Chase Young and Allen wreaking some absolute havoc for the Broncos. And then it's just like, oh my God, here we go again. You have to be kidding me with this. Like, and then the Raiders defense looked horrible in Buffalo. I was like, Max Crosby is going to have his day versus the Broncos and then doesn't do too much in Buffalo. So it's like, oh, you're one of those teams again? Okay. No.
It's a sinking ship.